first thing I'm going to do is bring that side stone. Make sure it's still overlapping. Yep. I think that's good.
But can I ask a question? Like, why you can know like that is the right place? Like,
Okay, two things. And it's not the right place necessarily. I might do it differently.
okay,
It's in this place because it has to tuck under.
okay,
And you can see there that it does.
Uh-huh.
It can't be here.
okay.
And I want it to be down enough that I feel a different elevation. It's more dramatic
Mm-hmm.
if it's dropped down. Now what I would do with this, just me, I would rotate it more.
Okay.
Yeah. Because see, this is your finger.
Uh-huh.
I would want it to follow the finger more.
Okay.
But that's my design, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
So do you want me to tilt it down more or not?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to like because it's kind of triangle shape. It's like
Okay. So there we go. Exactly. So now I've got this.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a lot of work involved here. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's like crazy
Yeah.
and messy and
So
I tried so many times.
I'm going to extract the. I need to get your girdle lines back. So I'm going to extract that pavilion, join it together,
Okay.
duplicate edge, and then I can throw that away. Just so I have that.
Mm-hmm.
Going to do the same thing here. I'm going to hide this for now. Same thing here. I'm going to extract the pavilion, join it together, duplicate edge. So I have that. So I've got both of these that I want, and that works well for me. I'm going to go ahead and make a planar surface off of this. You can't see it, but it's there.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So I've got two planar surfaces. This one is going to be easy because it's straight up and down.
Okay.
I'm just going to move it to where I kind of think it can go.
Okay.
Now, is this supposed to be a colored center?
Yes, it's blue.
Okay, where did you get the stone?
I wrote it down in my notebook. I didn't have it with me.
Okay, so did you take measurements of the stone?
Yes, I fired it. I fired it 11 times now.
Okay, but did you take the dimensions for the pavilion and the crown? Because this feels it feels shallow. Yeah. File, import. Piquette. Stones. Round. FIT 10mm round. Only reason I use this is because it's going to be easy. This is standard diamond proportions, and it's right. So since I know it's right, I can use it up there. I'm going to transform orient 2 points, scale yes, 3D, project, and basically anything I can find that I can snap to here. Here, here. Remember, the depth of a stone are based on its narrowest dimension. So since the narrowest dimension is what I did from the front view here, those should be good proportions for your stone. If your stone was a diamond, but it's not. For a color, it would actually be more so. So I'm going to extract surface again. This time copy equals no. grab that, join it, and then I'm going to do a non-uniform scale. Nothing changing this way. I actually want to make it deeper than the diamond. About like that. And nothing in the Z direction. Your crown is a little shallow. So nothing in this direction. That'll work. So by borrowing that round diamond, I was able to steal proportions pretty fast. Okay, for this stone over here, I want to move its surface down also. Easiest way to do that is going to be to put in a guide wire. And I'm going to want to turn the stones off so I can see that. I'm going to pick that surface, Harper, and I'm going to do curve tools, straight line, normal from surface, start of line, I'll make it at the end here. And that acts as a handle. So I can now take I do M enter for move, and use my near snap, and just slide down this. And I'm looking at how far it comes down on that stone, as well as if I think it will ever run into this, because these need to be the same plate.
Yeah.
Okay? A little dodgy. Maybe they'll work. I'm going to move it up a little bit, Harper. Not very much because I can't. But it'll help. And then I'm going to move the under bezel for this down a little bit. And now they're almost coming together, right? That's okay. That works. So I've got what I need. What I want to do now is what you have done here. I'm going to take, now unfortunately that didn't come with me and I need that. I can either duplicate the edge of this surface, or I can set C-plane to that object and project that to C-plane. Either one would work. Going to grab these, project these to C-plane, straight down. Mirror that over, trim, trim, join. So that's the outline of my plate. But these aren't making a single surface right now. To get them to do what I want them to do, I'm going to do a section command. Use grid snap, pull across, there we go. Go into my front C-plane. Mirror that over. And there we go. I don't need these anymore. Don't really need these anymore. Although I'll keep them around. I might want them later. I just hide things that I want to keep for later. So now I have this. I'm going to use curve tools, fillet set to 0, just to tidy it up. But I don't want a corner. Corners are a real problem, usually, in manufacturing. They're just not great to deal with in this kind of situation. So I'm going to just draw a circle. Mirror it, trim. Curve, blend curve, adjustable blend curve. Hold down shift key so it's symmetrical. Pulls the same from both sides. So I get almost a corner, but not quite. Mirror that over. Delete these. Join that together. Extrude it out. grab these, project them up, project a surface. Use those to trim that. Don't need that anymore. Right?
Only 10 minutes. It told me, could you imagine how many hours spent on it?
So now I have that. Okay? I'm going to grab this curve and I'm going to extrude to point. Bring that back. I think I really just want the curve in the middle. There's several ways I can get that curve. I can do a cross-section harper. I can do a duplicate edge. Front C-plane, project to C-plane. That'll do it too. I just want the curve so that I can see the angle. Surface extrude to point. Near. Because what I'm looking at is how it affects the shoulder. Now, is this the ring bore? It is the ring bore. Look how close that stone is to your finger. Yeah, just select everybody. Move them up a little bit. I'm going to want to see the outside of the shank. So offset 2 millimeters. Actually, I should check the diameter. Make sure this is the inside. I'm sure it is. Yes, 17.2. Okay, I'm going to move this up 0.35, just so it's a little thinner at the bottom than it is at the top. That gives me,
How would you just move it up?
I just grabbed, because these are now equidistant, 2 millimeters, 2 millimeters, 2 millimeters, 2 millimeters. I want this to be 1.65.
Okay.
So to get that 1.65, if I move the outside up 0.35, now this is 1.65 and this is 2.35.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Gives me a little more thickness on top and a little thinner on the bottom. This is important for what we're doing right now though, because I need to see this shoulder to see what that angle should be. I also might want to pull this down further, so I'm going to drop that curve so I can snap to it. Maybe something like that. A cheat that you can use is you can come on your curve tools and you can get curve perpendicular from curve. Snap on this and just kind of draw it up there. So you'll know what perpendicular looks like right there. And then you can see how yours compares. And that's pretty gradual. I could probably do a little sharper. Extrusion angle. I don't want it to be full on perpendicular, but that's nice. Okay, I'm calling that good. Going to join these together so I have a solid harper. You know why it's important that I have a solid? That's right. If I don't have a solid, the Boolean's going to be a problem. I'm already there. Extrude straight, cap solid equals yes. Solid difference. Now you have to figure out what you're going to do in as far as your windows here and
I just want
cut
a
it.
very simple base
Okay,
tone.
so
Only one thing I would say is like in that to end, I would like a V tone. That's all.
okay.
I want to
So let's take a look. Just going to copy that out. Paste it back in. it's an extrusion, that's why. Oh, it's an extrusion that's 5 surfaces. Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
It's my problem?
No, it's just, it's my problem. I did messy math. I don't normally do that, but that is messy math. See this curve?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a poly curve, it's given me a poly surface, but it gave me a really sophisticated poly surface, which I don't want. So I'm going to rebuild this thing, maybe 45, and then I'll extrude it again. That might end up causing me trouble later, but we'll see. Surface offset surface. Minus 1.25. Minus 1.2. For example, for your under bezel. And this one, offset 1 millimeter, and maybe 0.95. Going to scale it so it flares out a little bit, thinner here, thicker there, not very much, just a little bit.
What was this circle used for?
So I can extrude it out to cut.
Okay.
So now I have 2 cutters. Bring back this. I'm going to want to make a copy of this. To make it easier to follow, I'll just copy it inside of Rhino. Use grid snap, copy it off to one side. I want to cut the bottom off with this, so I want the surface to point towards what I want to keep. Analyze direction, I want the arrows to point up. They do. That's great. Solid difference. Bring that one back. This time I want to keep what's on the bottom. So I want the arrows to point down. They don't. They point out. So flip. F enter.
How would you flip the pencil?
I used an F key.
Just Control F?
Nope. No, just analyze direction. They're the wrong direction. I have U reverse, V reverse, swap UV, or flip. In these command lines, Harper, the first letter, or the letter that's underlined, is the shortcut.
Okay.
So for U reverse, it's U. For V reverse, it's V. For swap UV, it's S. For flip, it's F. So all I did while I was talking to you is I hit F enter.
Okay. Okay.
And I run most of my commands that way. The stuff I've been doing this so long, I know all the shortcuts
Yeah.
in all of the command lines for all of the commands.
Can we have the hand
So, well, you can read it.
Yeah, but like I heard you say in class, saying in the beginning you will force us to change our writing. Like,
Yeah, the shortcuts, yeah.
yeah, we should do that, and we should have a handout, and we can memorize.
Yeah, that's worth doing. So I've got that solid difference. Okay, and we got to call it quits because I got to go to class. I'm a student today. No, I leave at 5, but I've got to get ready. I haven't done homework.
Okay.
So,
So,
but I'm going to stop the recording.